Good evening, I am Monty Fierro with Weazel News. For those of you up to date on this week's happenings, you'll know that the PD has done some questionable things and said some questionable things this week. Well, last night, LSPD and the Blaine County Sheriff's Office set up a press conference for us and answered some of our questions and made some statements regarding those situations. And here is that press conference in full.
Ready when you guys are. What kind of questions you guys got for us?
Well,
Do you have any comments on the recent Weazel News article?
Which part of it? There was a big article there I saw the other day.
The allegations of PD assassinating or attempting to assassinate Benito Capone.
So about Benito Capone, I personally know nothing about it.
I
don't know if Bishop can comment on that.
Yeah, let me come up there and I'll go ahead and speak on the Benito Capone situation from LSPD's standpoint. So here today, I just want to let you know names that have been brought forward by Weazel News of our attempted assassination, quote unquote, of Benito Capone are completely unfounded. Number two, we have no involvement with this criminal act, and we work day and night to tirelessly apprehend the shooter, which again, this investigation is currently active, so we cannot comment on that. But I just want the community to know that these allegations are completely unfounded. LSPD, nor BCSO, nor the state police have any involvement in the assassination attempt of Benito Capone. Furthermore, Benito Capone is a known associate with many individuals who we have been catching up in the north cooking meth. These individuals you are taking statements from are turning cheek and committing the sins they are convicting us of in the media. I want you to know that we are currently investigating Benito Capone and all his associates, as of this moment, their gang has been partaking in criminal activities outside of the spectrum of not only Los Santos, but in Blaine County.
What about rumors from the citizens that the PD is the biggest and most dangerous gang in Los Santos? Do you have any comment on that?
We come up here today, and I want to set this allegation aside. We as LSPD and the other departments that worked for law enforcement within this county, within this state, we adhere to all the policies. As for the incident with Mars Martinez, which BCSO will be touching on, that allegation has not been taken lightly. We are investigating, which you will be hearing more about. But I want you to know that we are not a gang. We are here to protect the citizens of this city, of these counties, of this state. These allegations, again, are completely unfounded. We work within the laws and confines, and my officers to date have had one infraction with Mr. Mars Martinez. There is one infraction on record. My department is exemplary, BCSO is exemplary, and we work tirelessly for the safety of the community and you all who are here asking questions today.
I've got two questions regarding the footage from yesterday. So the first one, there was a hostage situation at a Fleeca Bank. There were no officers that showed up to that. And then the second clip,
Comment on that one.
The second clip was an officer saying some pretty not great things at LSC.
Yes, so for the shooting specifically, which I will cover on, then we will pass over to the officer at LSC. The shooting, the bank robbery was involved at the same time there was a mass shooting at Pillbox. There is records of this. We have officers who were put in the hospital during this mass shooting. At the time, our coverage was limited to 8 officers in the city, which is the maximum we can have at a scene of that size. And we were spread thin. Not every day do we have the capacity to be covering this, and we are actively hiring. But when we have crime breathing down the neck of every citizen in the city, our priority is the stop of loss of life in the main centers of city. And we then came afterwards to the bank robbery and were able to free hostages, which was shown. But we are currently dealing with multiple crimes in the city, and we are understaffed, and we are want the city to know that we are looking to hire, and we have hiring bonuses and incentives. We need more officers in the city, and we need people to address these crimes. As for Mars Martinez, I will leave Mr. Bass here to go over the situation with the officer in BCSO.
So I guess if you guys have heard, you've seen the on Mars Martinez, and in that video, Benito said he also brought that to us. He brought that to us. He was also trying to, to an extent, even incriminate himself, saying he was trying to blackmail us, trying to, extort us for 50,000 to keep it quiet. We took that. We brought it into investigation. We are taking steps on punishing and reprimand towards Mars Martinez, which we cannot disclose, but at this time. But once we figure that out, you guys will be the first to know.
Is this officer still being paid?
As of right now, it's a current IA investigation. We haven't decided exactly what we're gonna do, but in the next day or two, that's when we will have the decision up, and then there will be also a formal letter of apology from our department and a formal letter of apology from Mars Martinez,
Okay.
which we will get to you
So-
guys.
Anyways, the guy next to you, Mr. David, I think you said his name was, but
That
he
is
just
correct.
said, with all these reporters here, that he is now hiring and offering incentives to join the police department. And my associate Chardonnay just said that you guys are known as a gang in the city. To me, that sounds exactly like what a gang would say live on TV, just to get more recruits. I just want it to be known, just everything is live here, and just.
Of course, I totally understand. I will disagree with you on that one. That sounds like an incredibly biased take towards the state of the city. Here, we need officers on the street to be able to protect you, and hiring bonuses and incentives gets those officers in the door to be able to protect you. We have the ability to be able to get funding from the state to hire people, put them in the community, and be able to protect you. Without this critical funding, our department would be lost, as we need this critical funding to be able to keep moving on open investigations, training and development for officers, and etc. I feel as if that was an incredibly biased take towards the state of the city, and we are currently working to hire more officers to be able to get people here to protect you. Funny enough, we saved you earlier today, and you were funny enough to,
Damn.
like it then.
And I'll go ahead and touch on that a little bit more too. The PD is not a gang. The thing that sets us apart from a gang, yes, we are a large group of people who is around each other. Gangs are here to spread violence. They're here to spread chaos in the city. They're the ones who are stealing from the taxpayers, robbing our banks. They're here shooting each other. They're shooting at civilians, and unfortunately, there's civilians that get caught in the crossfire of those shootings. What we're here to do is we're here to curb that violence. We're here to protect our citizens. We're here to enforce the laws. We're here to stop that violence and keep our people safe, keep our assets safe, keep them from robbing banks, individuals, and any of the other institutions around the city.
Thank you. I have my last question is, what is the most common what is the most common felony or law or misdemeanor what's going around that you see on the streets these days?
I think that'd be a mix. What do you think, David? Mix between heists and gang shootouts. That's our biggest thing
Yeah,
right now.
so aggravated assault, which would be assault with a deadly weapon, is one we are currently trying to curb in the city. It is a epidemic. The gun laws are weak, and we are currently on the forefront of trying to be the spearhead of getting these laws under control. And then institutional robbery, which you all hear about every day in the news. It is a current plague of the city, and every I would say hour to 2 hour, we are getting a call about trying to stop these institutions from being robbed. And we are looking to the state and to the government for further recommendations and possibly further funding to curb these institutional robberies and gun crime within the city.
I would like to ask real quick if you have a comment on Benito Capone's allegation that he was blackmailing the department and took $100,000 and provided the screenshot as proof from the commissioner.
See, that would I'd say that would be a question you'd have to ask the commissioner. I don't think he's around right now, and I don't think any of us knew about that till it was released.
Yeah, that would be a question for the commissioner's office. You will have to direct those questions directly to him, and he will be able to clarify that in a further statement. As of this moment, we are not sure if that is a doctored photo, what that is, just because we have not had a chance to speak with the commissioner on any of this, as he has been out of city, flown out on a vacation outside of the state. But we are currently looking to figure out, get to the bottom of that. And if there is any misconduct on behalf of Benito Capone, say it is a doctored image or on behalf of the state, we will definitely look into it, I promise.
So can I just confirm that the commissioner has flown out of state after this news is dropped?
The commissioner has not been in city. He is currently been on vacation, and we are waiting for him to return.
Thank you so much, officer.
I want to say, you say he's on vacation. Is he on vacation as of like today? Because I recently spoke to him.
As of this moment, we are just he flew out. If you understand my drift, he's
Gotcha,
currently just not
gotcha.
here. Yes.
Gotcha.
Now,
Okay,
now my question is, so you see, recently had a local law firm come to me the other day, and they had some pretty surprising news about the PD, and they were telling me that they were feeling that the PD wasn't doing their due diligence to offer their suspects their lawyers or their phone calls. Any comment on that?
So anytime we bring someone down to the cells, either have them arrested or detained, we give them the option of calling a lawyer, but that also falls on DOJ office not having enough people around to supply, I wouldn't say supply, but have employees that can provide those lawyers.
I want to
Can we have anyone down there? What was that?
I want to piggyback off like what he said there. So like, obviously the DOJ would have attorneys. Is it not an option for them to reach out for somebody independent? Does this only go through the DOJ?
To
or
cover on that, you need to be a bar certified attorney to be able to represent someone in the cells.
Gotcha.
If you are not a bar certified attorney, we will not let you in the door because you can't legally represent that client. We are not going to let you railroad or hurt this suspect later down the line. We still want clear legal process for these people. So they do have to go through the proper process of getting bar certified at DOJ, which, as you know, DOJ at this moment is not exactly a moving component. They're still getting on their feet.
So just to be a little more transparent for the public, what is the current process when somebody requests a lawyer in the cell?
You want me to take that, Reginald?
No, I believe I got it. So when you request a lawyer in the cells, what we do is we are able to see if DOJ is in city with our services here. So we usually go and see if any are in city. If there's none in city, we also take the avenue of contacting in an email, see if they are available or if anybody is available. If not, then we go about the processing of the individual, of the charges that they were on, and continue from there. And if they want to continue that, then they will get in contact with a bar certified attorney, then the emails, and then continue from there if they want to still take action about their charges.
So roughly how long would you say you guys wait for a response before you just go ahead and proceed?
The official answer would be 10 minutes. Our SOPs define that we have to allow 10 minutes for anyone in the cells, which I want to be common knowledge. You are allotted 10 minutes per your rights to a lawyer. When you come in here, say you are arrested, detained, etc., and you request a lawyer, we have 10 minutes to provide you one. If they do not arrive, then we have to move forward with your charges, sadly. That is just protocol, but you do have 10 minutes once you've requested a lawyer where we have to wait for one to arrive for you.
Thank you. No further questions.
I've got a minor thing off that. So obviously the attorney would need to be bar certified. Could an independent attorney get bar certified through the DOJ and then run his own independent law firm?
That is correct.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that. The only other thing that I want to ask, so a couple days ago, I was told that something was done about this, but I just want to confirm it, or if anybody has any information confirming it. During a bank robbery, one of the officers, he, I guess, pulled me over while I was trying to film a current ongoing bank robbery. decided to lecture me on my driving while one of his fellow officers was currently being held hostage in the bank. Can anybody confirm whether anything was done about that situation, or?
I think Benji can speak on that situation.
So as far as I'm aware, that is again going to be an ongoing investigation into what happened, if the officer just wasn't aware, if they didn't see what was happening based on our notification on our in our cop cars and things like that. Unfortunately, I was the individual in the bank, so I can't comment on what was happening at the time because I was being held hostage. I didn't have access to my radio. I couldn't take any action to notify other officers by hitting my panic button. I was being held at gunpoint within the bank. So I cannot comment on what the thoughts were going through that individual's head, what the status of any additional units were, as I was essentially incapacitated by those hostage takers.
Well, I'm glad to know that you were safe, sir.
I appreciate that.
That was a stressful situation for everybody involved.
But we'll look into that and see how we can make sure that we can improve our officers' awareness.
I don't think I have been on shift with that officer since, or anyone higher up to talk to him. So as soon as that happens, he will be talked to about what happened that day.
Okay. No further questions on that.
Any other questions?
If no one has any other questions, could you just give us a brief summary of what you'd like to tell the people of Los Santos while we're here today?
All right, I will. I have a paper here of the apology that I was going to give to you guys from BCSO, but I can also read it aloud here today. If you guys give me a second to pull it out from my folder here I have on the desk. So you guys will also be getting a copy of this, and we will also have Mars Martinez write a formal a letter of apology as well. So this is what the apology states. So, my name is Reginald Bass, and I hope this letter finds the citizens of Los Santos well. I'm writing on behalf of the Sheriff's Office to address a matter of significant concern and importance within our community. It is with a heavy heart that we acknowledge the actions of Sergeant Mars Martinez, a member of our department, which have come to light. We want to express sincere apologies for distress, disappointment, or harm that may have caused by the actions of Mars Martinez. BCSO holds its officers to the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and accountability, and we deeply regret any deviation from these principles. Covering the allegations of Sergeant Martinez, we initiated a thorough investigation to assess the situation and gather all relevant information. It is essential for us to ensure transparency and accountability within our department. Rest assured that appropriate disciplinary measures will be taken in line with our commitment to maintaining public trust. We understand the importance of trust between law enforcement and the community, and we are committed to rebuilding and reinforcing that trust. The actions of one individual do not define our entire department, and we are taking steps to prevent such incidents from occurring in the future. We are actively reviewing our internal procedures, providing additional training to our personnel, and implementing measures to ensure that our officers uphold ethical standards. We are also open to feedback from the community and are dedicated to engaging in a dialogue to address concerns and improve our practices. It is our sincere hope that this incident does not erode the trust you have in place in the BCSO Sheriff's Office. We remain committed to serving and protecting our community with the utmost dedication and professionalism. Once again, we extend our heartfelt apologies to the community for any distress caused by this unfortunate incident. We appreciate your understanding and continued support as we work diligently to uphold the values that define the BCSO department. And like
Thank
I
you
said
so
again,
much, Sheriff.
you guys will be getting a copy of this, and then as soon as Mars Martinez writes his apology, you guys will receive that as well.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Appreciate you guys as well.
We appreciate the media for spreading the truth figuring out what is the truth amongst all the chaos in this city.